Hello.
Yeah, hello, Tag. Am I audible?
Yes, loud and clear. Yes.
Okay, thank you. Hi, Vardha. Hi, Ashish.
Hi, Subhash.
Hello, Subhash.
Yeah, hi. So I hope last week we did not had any meeting, right? I was not available last week.
Yes, yes, yes. And even today, I saw your message. It's telling us 10 a.m. PT.
Oh, oh, I think I have created the confusion. Okay, I copy pasted it. I am wrong. Yes, thank you, Vardha, for updating it. Uh, I'll I'll just write it. Sorry. So I have created the confusion, Vardha. I hope everyone joins. I updated the message.
Right. Maybe we can wait for a couple of minutes more.
Hello, Isti.
Hello.
Yeah, we are just giving a couple of minutes so that people could join. Uh, I created a confusion by sending the message in the Slack saying 10 a.m. PT. So just giving a few more minutes folks to join.
Okay, no problem.
Hi, Bala. Is it you, PMO admin?
Sorry, one of them was me.
Hey, hi, Tom. Yeah.
Hello, Mr.
Okay. So already we crossed 4 more minutes from our scheduled time. So we have sufficient attendance today, so we could start. Sorry. So please let me share my screen. Uh, okay. Okay. So let's start today's agenda. So today is the 4th of April, and this is the work group 5 meeting. And today I have planned a few of the items. Last week I was not available, so we canceled the meeting, and before that the meeting got postponed because due to low attendance. And yeah, today we will discuss on some observability related updates if Stephen is available. The next one around the user story. So I have updated the bandwidth assurance slide as per the NF2 infra. So last time Wim has given some uh, KT to us, and so based on that, means I try to cover or modify the structure. So I think we'll go through it. And the third one is the new item that I wanted to discuss: the interest in the ML-driven assurance procedure. So that actually we could brainstorm it, and we could also initiate some kind of a discussion around it. So yeah, this is the mainly pointers. So that today we will explore it. So with this, let's start with our first item, observability related update. So Stephen, are you around? Okay, I cannot see Stephen. So let's jump to the second item. If Stephen joins, we will go to it. Okay, so I'll just open the this particular slide deck. So please let me know if it's visible. So we'll discuss on the bandwidth assurance along with the NF2 infra. Uh, so Wim, actually last time you had shared some of the information about the NF2 infra. So that had the controller. So based on that, means I try to prepare this flow. So please correct me if you see if it's not properly following the design. Okay, so I'll just start from the first step. So as part of the first step, the end user will deploy the DU package. Okay, so I just as said that the DU package will get deployed, I mean, as per the package variant, and the package scheduler will deploy the package, and the RAN operator will finally deploy the DU package. Okay, so this is about the package deployment, and the next one, when end
Quick-
user creates the
Quick comment. I think there will be two steps here, I think.
Mhm.
One is to deploy the code for the operator, and then the second is the config. And maybe there is more.
Okay.
So it's not one, there might be multiple steps that will happen. And then it depends also, for example, okay, but now the question is, do you have to visualize all of it, right? But just for your information is that it could be that the RAN operator,
Mhm.
for example, I mean, just, and maybe that's likely, that it needs Multus. Multus is not there, right? It
Yeah,
will then
those
install,
steps,
you
yes.
see, so, but it's hard to visualize all of this, but I just wanted, for the sake of clarity, is to say that it's maybe not just one. It depends
Mhm.
on the situation, right?
Right.
It could be that's one thing, but it's not a given it's one thing. It's not always one thing. But I
Sure.
think there is definitely a distinction between the package that contains the software for the RAN operator and then the configuration, like NF deployment in our case. They are
Mhm.
probably, this will always be separated.
I see. So when we deploy the DU package, along with that, we can keep the assurance uh, dependency on
It
the
will be
assurance package,
separated,
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the same will happen for the assurance package. Now there's probably likely, I don't know, but if your actor pod also has a dependency on something else that you need to be installed into the cluster, there's also then multiple stages, you see?
Yeah.
It could be that you have an actor pod or a package that is dependent on another package, right? I'm just,
Yeah, right.
maybe it is a theoretical, so also there the same flow will happen, right? So, but definitely I think the config and the deployment of the software are separated.
Okay. The only part I was not able to understand, let's say I have the DU package, okay?
Mhm.
So how I could inject the dependency on the assurance package. So this was I was not able to understand. So that's why I kept it like the first step, simply deploy the NF. It will be available, and the second step again, end user is trying to deploy the assurance package. But I understand that with the along with the DU package, we should understand has the dependency on the assurance package, and it should get deployed automatically, right? So this part I was not able to capture it exactly, like how I could inject this dependency.
So I also have an explicit dependency that you can put into the package. So that's one way
Okay.
to do it, or we can do it implicitly. So there is two, we can either do it implicitly or explicitly.
Okay. Okay, so we'll first try with the implicit one. I think that will be more simpler, right? So along with the DU package, automatically the package schedule package there sorry package discovery and package scheduler will identify that dependency, and it will will deploy it. So
Yeah.
step number 4, we can remove it. Correct?
Yes. Yeah. No, correct. Yeah.
So I think with this, we will able to deploy the actor actually in the workload cluster, because DU carries that implicit dependency. So finally, the actor will get deployed, and after that, we have our own usual steps, like actor will express the observability related requirement. Okay, so currently, as the observability is not available, yeah, here I mentioned it. If observability is available in the R3, so at that time we just communicate with the observability, express our requirement, and then we will observability will pull the PRB utilization from the DU, and it will provide to the actor. And let's say it is not available. In that case, what we'll do? The actor will directly try to over the telnet. It will try to fetch the PRB utilization on the DU, and based on that, it will reconfigure it. So in this way, I try to structure it. So if we are, if do you think it is okay, or any comments?
Yeah, my only comment is that, yeah, so with what you're proposing is your actor pod is very tied to the DU, right?
Right.
So they are, yeah, so that's the only thing that I would say is that this solution is very tied to the DU. So what I'm trying to say is that if you look to the assurance, I see assurance in two, let's say, big buckets.
Mm-hmm.
One is the vendor will basically bring them along with their implementation, right?
Right.
Versus generic capabilities that are across multiple vendors.
I understood your point. The actor
So I
you
think
want
what
to
you're, yeah.
Yep.
So in this case, we have a very, let's say, yeah. So today we have a very tight coupling, but it's also because of the tools that we have available to us to exercise it. If you see what I mean, right? So
Mm-hmm.
so we are constrained with the environment that we have.
Yeah.
But
So
we are just showing a case, which is fine, right? So, but we have to bear in mind that we are not building a generic framework at the moment.
Yeah.
Here.
Correct. Correct. This is our first step, so that we'll start working along with the NF to infra, and then we'll try to see different actor packages. We'll try to build it, and based on the requirement, we will deploy those actors. So that is my current visualization.
Yeah, because the one thing that I always had in mind, right? If you look to KEDA, for example, it has a bunch of these things, right? So can you not do it with it? I don't know, right? So I'm just asking an open-ended question.
Oh.
They have metrics, and then you can. So there are generic frameworks out there today, is what I'm trying to say, and can we not leverage that?
KEDA, I did not study much, but still I see this actor could play important role in the case of ORAN by becoming XApp and RApp. So those things, those benefits actually I see using the actor. And actor represents a package. So dynamically I think we could change while deploying the DU or any another NF. So dynamically we could change by modifying the dependency, right? So that's my current understanding.
Yeah, I think Talas is handled, but I think KEDA is a generic framework where you can get metrics in and you have actions and you can customize it based on config.
Okay.
It's my understanding, but yeah, let's Tal.
Tal, please go ahead.
Yeah, so I kind of tend to give up on these generic packages that combine everything, right? Because especially in telco, we're always going to have something that doesn't support, doesn't have an adapter for a collector system, or has something special or quirky. It's written in C. It's not available for what we have. It has a different format. I think our basic assumption has to be that we're multi-system, right? That even if we have a generic framework that covers a lot, there's probably going to be an edge case that doesn't. So I think from the very start, we have to design it not with a specific API, but with the idea that we might have various layers collecting data. I think that's just a given, right? We might have frameworks that allow for some kinds of data to be packaged together and minimize the number of systems, but in the real world, I think we'll always have multiple collection systems.
Yes, I agree. Like we could start with some very specific implementation, and I think we try to explore the another aspects also, I feel.
And my issue is not about the collections, right? The thing here is that there is solutions out there that do a number of these things already. So if we can reuse, we should not reinvent the wheel. That's my point.
Yeah, that's absolutely the case. Especially at the POC stage. Part, I think, of what the POC should be about is exactly to see how well these tools work for us, right? Things sometimes look great on paper, but until we actually use them, we won't know.
Yeah, correct. So the telnet interface will probably not be there, but maybe the tool allows you to customize it flexibly, and you build a plugin, and that would be a win, right?
Mm-hmm. Okay, Wim,
rather than going completely independent. That's my only point. Is like, can we figure out whether there is things that we can use and what are the gaps, if any, or?
Okay, Wim. If we can do this way also. Is we'll start with the actor as well. Parallelly, we'll explore the CADA also. Is what advantage we can take it. So in that case, what will happen, right? Only we have to replace the actor part with the CADA if we see there's an advantage. So parallelly, we can investigate. We first start with the actor and parallelly investigate on the CADA. I suggest. Okay.
See, for me, whatever way you go, I don't mind. But I think it's important to have both because, it's and maybe there is more than just CADA, right? There is probably other frameworks available today. But you have to gain expertise, right? So that's the first thing that you have to do, whether you do it yourself or not. So,
yeah, in the community also, other folks will contribute when they see we are doing this approach. So maybe possibly they will come and also try to refine this particular solution. So that I'm thinking. Okay. So any other questions from the anyone? Okay. So with this, I'll jump on the next slide. So here, this particular slide talks about the current status, like what exact things are available. If you see the DU KPIs, so currently there's the documentation from the OAI. So over the telnet, we can collect this kind of JSON. So that contains the PRB, load related information. So that we are trying to collect over the telnet. We are trying to derive the PRB utilization. So currently, I think they are providing in the terms of the load. So that we are trying to collect it, and based on that we are trying to correlate, like if we try to build some functions which is based on the PRB utilization, it will select the bandwidth. It's what exact bandwidth we need to modify. So that we are going to do it. So this is just from the documentation from the OAI. So I hope the link I have mentioned it here. If you see it here. So this is the reference. So this is some information actually I got from the OA site. Okay. So this is the update on the user story, how we are progressing on the bandwidth assurance. So yeah, at the second story, we have on impact analysis. So sorry, just before jumping there. So any question on this particular slide? Do you think with this modification, if we can approach to work group 3, or still it need to be refined. So that agreement I would like to take from everyone. Shall we approach work group 3? Or do you see any more changes is needed?
Did you do the write-up here, Subhash? In the
Yeah,
doc?
Miss,
yeah.
same same this approach I'll take and put in the user story, and based on that I'll try to write the user story and go ahead with the work group 3. So do you suggest any changes here? Like we discussed like
Well, let's write it up and then we review, right? And then we can discuss it. So I think we
Okay.
yeah, that would be the problem.
Okay,
But I
sure.
think overall it should be fine. Yeah, sure.
Okay, perfect. Perfect, Evim. So I'll prepare the write-up and share with everyone, and based on that, based on your review, we'll go ahead. And yeah, with this, the second user story, we have the impact analysis. So we are not seeing Bernard here. So, so in impact analysis, we did not make progress. I'll just check once again with the Bernard. Like last time we were discussing on the how NF the information presented by the NF infra can we use this can use the same information to prepare the dependency graph. So that I'll check with the Bernard and I'll let you know every.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So maybe quick, I shared with Bernard the thing that we were doing, so he was happy with it. But I don't know what he did, but because I have been on the road for the last 2 weeks, so
Okay.
I don't know. But I can ping him as well. But I shared how he could use it, and for him it was okay. But I don't know what we can conclude out of that. But that's one update from my side.
Yeah. Thank you, Wim. So yeah, let's check with Bernard, and from there we'll see like what changes we need to bring in impact analysis. So with this, let's jump on our third item. So in the last meeting, we were slightly discussing on this particular topic, the interest in the ML-driven assurance procedure. So I prepared some content here just to brainstorm on this particular topic. So yeah, I'll just give the introduction. Maybe after that, Miss, we can discuss so whether we should take this approach or not. So I was going through one paper, one research paper. So there a nice example they had given. So here actually they try to deploy the UPF. So the green box that represents the UPF, and that is deployed in a different nodes. The yellow box represents the node, and each UPF that manages the PDCP session. So for example, here it manages 3 session, 2 session, and again here the 2 session and the 4 session. So these sessions are not it is distributed in such a way that we will not able to optimize the performance, or we are not able to optimally use the resources. For example, you can see it here. One of the UPF is completely empty, right? So we are not able to use the our resource properly. So in the same paper, they had given one nice approach, like the UPF actually with the UPF, you can have different kind of parameters available. So here I just try to present one model. So generally, this is like a means like we are collecting the different features on the CPU utilization, some counters, and what are the active session, what is the UPF availability. These are the features, and based on that, we are passing it to one neural network and trying to identify what decision we should take, either scale in or scale out. So that decision we will take. So this entire this model actually we can capture in the actor, and these parameters actually we can collect from the observability, and we'll pass it to the actor, So that will be a AI/ML a model trained over the collected data or from the different cluster. And based on that, we take the scale in or scale out decision. So just a simple example, actually, I'm giving, like for the UPF. So yeah, actually, I'm just initiating this discussion so that we will start think around it, how we can use the ML on the assurance aspects. So not necessarily the action would be a scale in, scale out. It could be a different actions, like in what cases we need to change the bandwidth, or what exact parameter we need to change it. So yeah, just simply I'm presenting this thought. So any comments from you? Do you think uh, uh, this also in the future we can think around to use the ML to drive the assurance? So I'm just opening the floor to capture the thought actually from everyone. So maybe anyone could start and give their thoughts, opinion. Okay, anyone would like to go ahead?
Just want to say that I like this diagram.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Tal. Mhm.
I guess a general question. I mean, everybody is definitely AI crazy these days. Subhash, in your opinion, how how realistic is this to apply this to an FEO use case now or in the future? It's definitely not something we can do immediately,
Yeah.
even in a POC. But I mean, I can actually imagine a way to put something together as a demo, right? Maybe using PyTorch and something else to just show that we can like implement something with this diagram, right? You put in some info and get out some info, and you know we can plug it into an FEO somewhere. Um,
Thank you, Tal, for breaking the ice actually by initiating the questions. So actually, in the same line, we in over an SC we are driving a project called AI/ML framework. So in that, actually, that avails a framework so that you can train your models, and you can decide all your feature, and based on that you create a model, and finally the model get deployed and as a X app or R app. Okay, I mean, like suppose you would like to do certain operation in the at near real time. So that time you deploy your model as a X app. So with the similar thought, actually, we could build. That's what I'm envisioning. We can build some kind of actor pod actually. So that will be trained over those kind of KPI parameter. Okay, so again, miss that training we could do offline by the help of observability, because observability is collecting all kind of low level KPI parameters, right? Coolers, fine grained. So those kind of KPI parameter, it is collecting it, right? So it's up to us, Miss, like how we can start the training. Maybe we could use some framework like Flight, or maybe the AI/ML framework, or even the PyTorch, or anything we can use it. And we try to build the model, and the model will finally get deployed as a actor, right? So in the so the when we deploy this actor, somehow we will try to feed the real time information to the actor in order to do the prediction actually. So those things actually, that those possibility I see it. And also I'm seeing the actions actually should not be limited to only one type of it. We need to identify actually the actions. I mean, so what we could do it. So yeah, this particular things actually we need to explore. So just I'm building this thought, so that means folks could also join on this particular aspect, and yeah, we try to start realizing our ultimate goal of ML driven service assurance. So yeah, so in this way I'm envisioning it. Yep. So any other thoughts or any opinion? Do you see? So- And yeah, I'll just I would like to mention that in ORNSC currently we have AI ML framework, so that helps to create the models. So similar approach actually we could take it, and maybe I'll try to explore it and try to come up with some high level design, means how we could do the training and how we could deploy the model, and how some use cases I will try to identify it. Yeah, Bala, I can see your hand is raised. Yeah, Bala, please go ahead. Bala.
Yeah, yes, first. Sorry. So, in this particular case, right, I was just curious to know, I mean, are you going to build a model based on regression, or what's the kind of model you had in your mind, Subhash, this particular use case?
Yeah, currently, it's like in this particular picture, I just put a neural network. But yeah, we should actually offer different algorithm actually to train it. I mean, when we talk about the framework, right, for training, and out of it, means out of this training, actually we'll get the model. So that we need to check which model performs, means what is the accuracy of that model, and based on I would say the end user requirement or criticality of it. According to that, we will deploy the model. So this actually we should make a generic one, so that end user could train based on his preference, and we should validate the model. Yeah, so certain steps are there, you train the model, you validate the model, you deploy it, and also after deploying, you'll see the model get deteriorated after a certain time. So you need to retrain the model. So multiple aspects are there actually. So based on the retraining, again you will get a new model, and so that you need to deploy it. So yeah, so those aspects are there. And for your question, currently I just initiated the discussion with the CNN. That could be replaced with linear regression, or maybe XGBoost, or any another algorithm based on the end user preference. Yeah, Bala.
Cool. Thank you, Subhash.
Thank you, Bala. Okay, so yeah, so thank you everyone for just listening this particular thought, or participating in the brainstorming. As a next step, I'll try to come up with some architecture, so that we can further go means we'll go further on this particular aspect, and we can discuss it in a much detailed view. So just I wanted to take your opinion, that you don't have any problem if as a part of the service assurance, if we take this particular topic like ML, if we start discussing on it. Okay. So actually we covered these two points. So let me just check that if Stephen is available. Okay, I don't see Stephen there. Okay, so we today we covered all the pointers. So if we have enough time also. So any other items would you like to discuss? We have the time actually. We can discuss. So anyone, any thoughts, any question, query, or anything? Okay. So I'll take this silence as a no. And as a next action item, I'd be writing the write-up on the user story. So that we already discussed the flow. So based on that, I'll write it and share for the review. And based on the review comments, I will approach to the work group 3. And the next and here also the action item on me, that to come up with some kind of architectural or high level design, so that we could discuss it further. So yeah, this is our future topic. So we'll keep on discussing on these ideas. So whenever the time allows us. So yeah, thank you everyone uh, for joining this meeting. So yeah, just before closing, any concluding remark any would like to share, or anything?
Excuse me. Yeah, my thought is, we're getting ready for assembling a team around this for Nefio R3 beyond, probably probably just be a minimal POC at first.
Okay.
I'd like us to try to go a bit more low level in terms of designing a POC. Think about the actual components that we have. Are we going to be using OAI? I guess. All right. Well, what kind of scenario can we construct very precisely with OAI? Or do we prefer to use Free5DC or something like that? Yeah, I want to make a more deliberate handoff to engineers to be able to actually build something.
Okay. So if I understand correctly, you have comment, I missed this comment for the user story, right? So we need to capture more details on user story.
Yeah, we talked about this a few times, that we want to go more low level. It takes time. Obviously, we have to get the upper levels clear.
Yeah.
So no worries about that. But I think we can spend many months having a very, very good design. But if we want something to appear in R3, which is very soon, we should maybe take a break and just develop a quick POC story, even if we don't know all the details, and just to have something to show for Nefio R3 that here's some progress on service assurance,
Okay, sure.
observability, etc.
Yeah, Tal.
Yeah.
I think it's almost ready also, isn't it, Subhash? Parallelly, I think you guys are doing it, right?
Yeah, right, Vardha. So the same previous design we are following it, because NF2 infra is currently not available, so that we are following it, and we are trying to come up with the POC.
Yeah, I think in
Yeah.
my view, the user story is basically capturing that, right? Or should capture that because it goes into that detail. That's why it's important to write down the details such that the user guide can be used as that POC document, right? That's what I will always have been advocating. We should do that across the board, right? So I don't think we have to do something else, in my view, Tal. I mean, the user document should give us the details to be able to do the low-level stuff.
Yeah.
We don't need another thing, and I think, I mean, yeah. So I think we should update the user story, and then that should have the details for us to proceed. But so far, the direction has always been OAI instead of Free5DC, as far as I understand, right?
Yes. Yeah, Bala.
Yeah. After Wim, are you done? Sorry.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I was lowering.
Thank you. Thank you. Cool. So again, if there are no other questions, I want to slightly dig deeper into that thing, Subhash. So the initial training, right? The data that you want. Generally, I'll tell you a little bit of my background. I did a little bit of predictive analytics in my previous company. We always worked with a lot of historical data. We got the data stored in a database, then we actually rolled it into 5-minute, hourly, daily buckets, and also some of the business hours buckets. We did all different kind of metrics, such as different percentiles we computed, and then based on the historical data, that was not ML, that was predictive analytics. So that's what we did. So here, in terms of data that is going in, is kind of very similar that you got here. So the initial training, right? This is more of my education question, maybe a dumb one. So in initial training, when you get all this data, do you train it on historical data of an existing system, or do you train it on some arbitrary data?
Actually, the current model, what we build in the I'm just giving this answer based on my experience in the OR and SC.
Yeah.
So over the O1 interface, actually we collect all the KPI parameter, and that is stored in the non-RT rig. Okay, and with the same data, actually build the model, and
So non-RT rig, it has a database, right? So in the database. Okay.
that service we call DME.
Okay.
Okay, so that is kind of a data lake. So with the same system, actually we build the model, and we deploy it, and also it's like we validate also what accuracy actually it is giving, and let's say if user is okay that the model, if the model is 90% accurate, then we deploy it based on the user preference.
Okay. So basically, you keep collecting the data. It's stored in the non-RT rig, and
Yeah.
basically, it's a data of an existing system, historical data. You model.
Yeah.
You create a model based on the existing system's historical data, not
Yeah.
dummy data, and then
Yes.
you eventually create a model, then push the model.
Yeah, but yeah, I agree with your second thought also. So like we build the model externally, maybe data from some different system, and let's say try to validate with the current system whether it's giving proper accuracy or not. And based
Okay.
on that, deployed. So that option is also there. But yeah, generally in the ORNSC we follow this approach: collect the data over the OR interface, build the model, and deploy it.
Okay, got it. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Actually, I have one more query with Vim. Actually, Vim.
Varadha has his hands raised. Actually, Varadha, can you please
Okay,
go?
okay. Sorry. Yeah, Vardha.
Right. Good. Actually, almost whatever I want to tell is covered. Bala, yes. See, typically AIML use cases, right, comes from anomaly detection, then anomaly prediction, then some sort of even correlation, automatic correlation, energy saving use cases, scheduling. These are some typical use cases for AIML. Antenna tilt optimization, right? They're trying to do SON. Honestly, right, unlike layman, right, we can do some sort of magic. The way we used to say, right, it's not anything particular to any application. See, whatever route particular map suggests, we take it, right? So, and we say, wow, AI is great. Whatever answer some chat GPT or Bard or whatever say, oh, great, it's compiling. But unfortunately, in telco, it means business, means you have to tilt an antenna in such a way that the KPI or user throughput have to be maximized. Honestly, when we talk to many operators, they were not enthused. They're telling, the antenna is tilting, towards the sky. So they're not enthused with AIML as, because it's not about, magic to layman, for the AIML use cases. So, but there are some perfections that are happening, especially on anomaly detection, energy saving use cases, some sort of perfection. We ourselves have done, some practical use cases. To answer your specific question, it is both, Bala. History, we learn it, we form the model parameters, we deploy. Suddenly, if a new cell comes, there are no history. So on the fly also, it has to learn. And the second part is, even if you have learned from the history, you need to constantly update the model as and when it comes. So it's a bit of a both, Bala.
Cool. Thank you so much, Varadha. Really appreciate that. Yeah. Thank you,
Yeah.
both of you. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Vardha, for clarifying it. And actually, I have one question to Vim just before we close the meeting. So, Vim, so this NF2 infra, is it available currently, or still it is going to take time? So that means we can.
I am working on open sourcing the whole thing, so it's going to be, let's say, within a month you'll have it.
Okay. So actually, let's say, suppose that if we take this particular user story, a particular flow to the work group 3, so immediately we could not start it because NFT infra is not available, right? So
But you could deploy for your use case. You don't necessarily need it, right? Because your use case is focused on getting the metrics from the workload cluster. So you could deploy an actor pod with a package, just
Okay, understood.
as is,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, right. So like later we can cover this particular part, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Otherwise, we will just focus on the step number 6 to 7.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Wim, for the clarification. And yeah, so we covered everything, and also we had our queries answered. So so yeah, with this let's close. Let's call for the let's close this meeting. So yeah, thank you everyone, and have a good day ahead. And let's meet next week.
Thanks, Subhash. Have a good
Thank
one.
you. Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you all. Bye.